Good afternoon and welcome once more to Sydney Harbour, a grey Sydney Harbour, overcast and not that much wind for another day's racing of the 18-footers, and a very different day today. It's Sponsors Day and all skiffs will be sailing with a 4 crew. Mostly have sponsors involved on board and some have guests, but there'll all be 4 up today, and hope you enjoy it today. We weren't expecting to be here, but they changed the rules throughout the week, and we're back with you. So those that are not watching, we do apologise to you because we said we wouldn't be here, but we are. Larger than life, and it's quite going to be an interesting day in more ways than one. So we welcome you. I'm Peter Shipway, and we'll say very good afternoon to Andrew Buckland for a quick overview of the weather. Bucko, please.
Well, Pete, strange days indeed, isn't it? You know, the water temperature's up 2 degrees from last week, so we've got a little sea fog thing, little trough through Sydney early this morning, and another one kind of on its way for perhaps mid-evening this evening. But in the end, we've got a pretty desultory, probably 100 compass wind, about 9 knots, so big sail for all the boats. Easterly vectored 100, yep, and the tide just about dead low as we speak, so by start time about to flood. Not a big deal either way, but a fair bit of water to move. But on this course, the tide's lined up with the course axis pretty substantially. We might see a little building and a back as the day goes on, but might just be just like it is.
Yes, well, very different to yesterday when we had a booming traditional black nor'easter on the harbour. It was a ripper, but today it's very light and variable and tricky. As we say good afternoon to Jimmy Bury. And Jimmy, what course have we got planned for today?
G'day, Shippo. Yeah, today they're got a modified course too, so obviously with the sponsors on board they're trying to shorten the race up a little bit, and to because the ferry's back as well, so this way the ferry can see the whole course. So basically start down here at Robertson's Point. They'll go up to, I think, probably the Dardanelles, like sort of between Point Piper there and Shark Island. Then down to Clark Island. Where they go then? Carrabba, don't they?
Come down the bottom here.
Yeah, down to Carrabba, back up to the Dardanelles. Straight back down to Carrabba, up to Rose Bay, and then finish off the club. But I think Doug was talking of it because there's quite a difference in the crew weights of the guests. Is 120 kgs on one boat and there's 20 kgs on another boat. So we'll go through them a bit later on.
Well, Andrew, as we said, all 4 up with sponsors on board, and it's their day today, the sponsors, which, it's hard to have these races without them. And some have been long-term sponsors, some are new sponsors, but we welcome them all and thank them for their absolute dedication to getting these skiffs out on the harbour year after year. But talk us through the starting procedure today, Andrew. That is somewhat different to what we've had or seen for a long while.
We're back to the illustrious Mark Foy. Invented first, Pete, which year, do you think?
Just keep talking, Andrew. I'll get to the trivia in a minute.
Well, let's say more than 100 years ago. So the start sequence, 5-minute countdown to the limit boat or handicap. So it's a 10-minute limit boat. So then sequentially the boats are allocated a starting time from 10 minutes down to scratch. So the system has what we call the long mark boat, the boat that's been furthest back in the fleet to date. So, and today, 18-footer bar and restaurant and no thread, both starting on 10 as the example. And the scratch boats, Andu, Rag and Famish and Finport.
Yeah.
So it's back to tradition in a sense. So the committee will be putting up number boards, and when your time to start is withdrawn, so the 10-minute boat goes on the drop of the number 10.
So it'll be catch me if you can. The leaders will get away. Noakes Red an 18-footer with a fair break, and the scratch boats will be up to them to see if they can run them down. And then in the middle, all the rest of the fleet will be starting. Some on 9 minutes, some on 8, some on 6, some on 5, some on 2, and then the scratch component. But we're just looking at the ferry for the first time this year because the Double Bay Wharf is out of action, and the ferry had to leave the Rose Bay Wharf today, the next bay round to the east, and very quiet conditions here, Andrew. It'll be lucky to be 8 knots, I guess, as we're just hanging around the starting area. We're seeing some of the boats coming out of Double Bay and all on big rigs, but not much breeze, is there?
No, and there's enough. It's 8 to 10, I would say, if it would cover the day at present. But you just never know, Pete, do you?
No.
It looks like a bad day of Sydney Hobart start to me. You know, cold front coming soon or something, you know.
Well, we'll talk to the race as we get underway, but some interesting fourth hands aboard. But on Andu, I think there's a very famous name going to be skippering Andu today in young Joel Beechel, a member of the very famous Beechel family. He's had an outstanding young skipper, and he'll be steering in place of Herman Winning today. He's the current Australian 29er champion, and he's 5th in the Worlds in Weymouth this year. And he also races against Jacob Marks, who is the young skipper who's done very well this year on the Royal Oak Four Pines. So it'll be very interesting to see how Bichot goes on the boat today.
I think it's almost a bit unfair that one could have another Beechel of that weight, skill and age. But anyway.
Yeah, it's a good factory line, that's for sure.
There we go.
And he's... saw his dad in the park, just giving you a few pointers, I'm sure, as they... we're rigging up well alongside Ian Murray, so a couple of famous names there. We're just looking through some sponsors, some old. I notice on the Royal Oak Four Pines, Double Bay, Hugh Norburn is on board as the sponsors rep. Never done any sailing before. He works for the Royal Oak at Double Bay.
It's a big step.
Well, he's got a good day for it, I must say. I mean, first day sailing on 18 footer, not much breeze. I mean, if he was out there yesterday, it was fresh to frightening in that big black nor'easter, but we're still a fair way from the start. We're starting time where Robertson pointing to see the skiffs coming downwind with their spinnakers and not much wind there at all. I think we've had one scratching already. I think Lazarus is not racing.
They're not racing 4 up, so they'll still be out here, but not part of today's festivities. Their rep didn't turn up. Well, their nominated person, I should say.
And the kitchen maker, we've got a young 11-year-old. He's never sailed before, but loves water sports, so nice introduction to Sydney Harbour. That's Blair Sibarani. Hope I pronounced that correctly, but I hope you enjoy it, Blair. That will be a nice thrill for you. And on Andu, the fourth crew on Andu is Herman Winning's sister Jamie, daughter of John Winning. And an interesting one on Rag and Famish. Andrew, tell us all about that.
Well, you know, the Rag and Famish crowd favourites for a long period. And George Kaligaros II, we might say, son of Pete. So George Senior, no longer with us, and his son Pete continuing the sponsorship, and his son George, and I've just rechristened him George Kaligaros Jr. For obvious reasons, but perhaps some ambition from young George to continue sailing 18 footers after today.
I think that's the plan, isn't it? He wants to jump in the bow and one day take over the Rag.
So. Just finished high school, so about the right age to start figuring it out.
Yeah.
On Noakes Red, there's an interesting addition to the crew there. Sailmaker Michael Carter. And he's the first boat away on the 10-minute handicap.
He might be quite hard to catch. In actual reality, of 10 minutes, nothing wrong with the boat, I don't think. But interesting, isn't it? Finport Pete, another scratch boat. John Breen, the principal of Breen & Breen, you know, good commercial CBD firm, commercial lawyers, pretty good stuff. John, active sailor, in a Sabo from Yarra Bay, Pete. Think about that. Good place to learn to sail.
Absolutely.
In a Sabo.
Yeah.
My goodness. For the viewers offshore, Yarra Bay might be perhaps the most perilous place to go dinghy sailing in Australia.
That's where I did my first state titles in a 16-foot skiff, and I think I drove away from there. My eyes were still beaming wide open. I've never been so scared in my life at how quick you go.
Fantastic spot on the northeastern corner of Botany Bay. Beautiful, but John's a bit of a big lad, so we're not expecting huge things from the Finport today, but still, you never know. He'll have a good day out.
So on the 18-footer bar and restaurant, Jessica Nern, the daughter of Simon Noon, the Commodore of the 18-footers. She'll be out there, and she's done some sailing in her early youth. And the Burrawang Hotel has Pete Dean, the mine host of the Burrawang Hotel, was going to sail, but he's out of action with a hand injury apparently. So Chelsea Williams, well-known female sailor, is coming aboard there on the Burrawang. So Andrew, while we wait, this fleet are literally sort of drifting slowly downwind with their spinnakers, or a little bit more than drifting. 4 hands in an 18-footer. They're designed for 3.
It's a bit of a crowd scene, but you develop a system where somebody's the last person off the wing, and you're kind of trying to get the guest off the wing first. And so usually the sheet hand is now the new last person off the wing, so that there's no traffic jam in the middle, kind of thing, you know. And upwind, there's one procedure, and downwind jibing, there's a different procedure. But that's the ambition, that the guest doesn't get elbowed or pushed or shoved.
You ideally want to guess your size, Bucko.
Or
smaller.
Yeah, exactly. But we have had some pretty famous times, Pete. Once upon a day we took Ian Chappell for a sail with Big Handsome Pete and Big Kite, and he came to grief by falling off the end of the wing and going around the back of the mainsail. So there's been excitement at times. But I think, Peter, today we're going to award a couple of special prizes. The Dylan Clark Drone Prize for the best teabag. Teabag being when the guest is immersed involuntarily, one might say. We'll think of a few others as we go.
We're just looking at Andu there with Joel Beechel's steering today, and Harry Smith on board, and Sam Newton, the only regular crew there. Sevi Jarvan not well, and Herman's watching from afar on Andu as they just run down towards the starting area.
Pete, you saw the results of the Bird Island race yesterday. The Comanche / Andu finished at
4:15.
Yeah. A good 6 hour 15-minute 90-miler. How's that?
Outside the record, though.
Who's got the record, Pete? You.
No, that's the trivia question. Come on, Andrew.
Trivia.
Who's got the record for the Bird Island race? The ocean race was held yesterday. But anyway, we've got starting signals here for the 18-footers. I'll let you think about that, Andrew. You've got about an hour and a half to get that right.
Good. I'll phone a friend, all right?
I'll buy you a beer if you get it right. Okay, so there's Yandu, the blue and red oval. Aboard Yandu is the 4th hand is Rachel Ward, not the actress. She's the owner of Femme Soleil. Soleil, perhaps, Peter. Specialised women's sailing apparel. You buy a bit of your stuff there, do you, Bucko?
All of it, mate.
Yeah,
all of
absolutely.
It.
So,
That's all you need to know. Extremely bright pink.
They sell pink riding boots there, Bucko, just for you.
Oh, I'm thinking going to the fancy dress party end of the year.
You don't have to, just wear your normal stuff.
Dressed in Soleil.
One good product that they do sell there, Pete, is waterproof socks.
Right, okay. Will Beck on board today on the Yandu.
Wow. Louis
Fang.
Beck, Will Beck, and Fang's not there.
Yeah, Fang's not there. He's having a day off, and so we've got Will Beck, son of Jimmy, and Lewis Brake. There's Fisher Paykel. Now their sponsor, he's Richard Searle. He's always down at the club, very active, terrific bloke, and they'll be carrying a bit of extra weight, I would think.
The Avoir Dupois Prize, we'll call it. So, Pete, 4 minutes till the first 2 boats go off.
Yep, Noakes Red and the 18-footer bar and restaurant.
Yep.
So what breeze we got, Andrew? It's lucky to be 8 knots here, isn't it? Yeah.
We'll call it 8 for one of a better estimate.
It's a generous 8, isn't it?
So they're beating from sort of the western side of Athol Bight, if you like, off Taronga Park Wharf, Robertson Point area, up in towards Rose Bay, Point Piper, Shark Island. Going to be a long beat in this weather. Slow beat, long in time, and then we'll see how the limit markers go.
So some of the boats pushing their luck about getting to the start line.
Well, that's Noakes Red, who we're looking at off camera. He's got a couple. Oh no, he's got about 2 minutes. Yeah.
No, he'll be able to jibe, drop and start pretty acceptably, I think.
So Noakes red with Beck Hancock, Andrew Isles and Brandon Byank. They will be first away with the fourth hand is Michael Carter. So it's a sponsors day, remembering. All skiffs have got 4 hands today. It's a handicap start.
There.
And the breeze is light. That's 6th running down there. They've got Connor Kellett on board. He represents his school, the Scots College, one of the famous schools in Sydney. In high school sailing, he represents. He's a member of the first team in the Pacers. And Scott's recently crowned the Australian high school champions. He's also an active laser sailor and a member of the Double Bay Sailing Club, right next to the 18 Footers Club at Double Bay. That's the overhead view. And it's light, very light, and we've got...
So, Pete, no Vacaros today. The line's short, only a couple of boats per start. Line's about 100 metres long. Don't worry about the bias, just get going.
Just get it rolling in these light airs. Yep. Boy, it's light. There's a lot of heavy cloud around.
Sea fog, really, Pete.
Okay, sea fog, is it?
Sea fog, indeed.
I'll take your word for that. But anyway, there's...
So that's
just about to roll into sequence here. There's the 10 gone up.
Yeah,
So when the 10 drops, Noakes Red and the 18-footer bar and restaurant are away. Only 2 boats starting on the 10 handicap.
So Noakes Red looking pretty...
Well, they're down there. They're on the right side of the starting line, just. That's the far end, the checkered buoy down there.
Nice 2-sail jibe. Pressure looks best on the left a little bit here, Pete, in line with the headland, like it was the other day,
yes,
perhaps.
Yeah, just probably funneling around Bradley's head a little bit.
Perhaps.
And we're coming up to the first group away, this handicap start. So how far will you sail in 10 minutes, Andrew? How far up the beat will you get?
In 10 minutes. What is the mileage we're thinking, Jimmy?
Don't drag me into your thing, Bucko.
1.3.
Okay, we're away. The first 2 are away. And 9 goes up, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 boats starting on handicap 9. 9 minutes. It's 6th, Shaw and Partners, Fisher Paykel and Burrawang. Just watching the first 2, and 18-footers crossed clearly ahead of Noakes Red there.
I mean, Pete, just approximately... The limit boats will be at the top mark when the scratch boats start, just roughly, right?
Wow, you reckon they'll be that far up?
Yes,
yeah,
they will. Rough, I said roughly.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm with you.
In the order of.
So,
well, the beat's not quite true, so.
So the 18-footers, we've got leading the way at the moment. They were first away with Noakes. So there's Jessica Nern on board with... Hugo Stoner, Hugo Leeming and Hamish Vass. Oh, the next group are away on 9 minutes. 6th, Shaw and Partners, Fisher Paykel and Burrawang. We're concentrating on the leader here. So they're standing away on port off the line, and Noakes Red have gone into the left and just tacked off camera. So what have we got? 1 city to leeward and 3 with bent legs on the wire.
Yeah,
that's all we can see here.
Looks like a bit more wind coming, Pete, but
yeah,
let's have a look at that. No head stay sag, but still.
That's the CEO of the 18-footers there, Warren.
The Warren, the general manager, indeed.
So he's, okay, well, he's not listed on the crew list, but...
No, that's what's happened.
Okay, so it looks like a replacement, late replacement. Warren's come off the bench. Off the bench.
One of your old rugby calls, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. Yep, super sub.
So what we'd expect here is that Michael Carter will have had time to organise the rig on this thing, and he'll be fully depthed up, but let's have a look.
Let's have a look. What do we got here? 2 on the wire and 2 on the gunnel. That Michael Carter, where is he there?
Yeah, he's steering with the red hat on.
Red hat, yeah.
There's James Doran in the background on his little cruiser that he just got back from having a refit.
Doro, there it is. Good.
Got the old band back together at Manly for the club championship with James Doran and Rob Napper from the fire-stopping alumni.
The colour's very light there. You can see Noakes really...
No, he's really struggling.
Struggling for pressure. And then the next three are away. 6 Shaw and Partners, Fisher Paykel and Burrowang. I can't see Shaw and Partners. Where have they gone?
No, they were late. They're just dropping their chute back down at the start.
Okay, well, they could have had a chance today if they'd started on time. They've been sailing pretty well, but there's the 3 boats off 9. Next away is the Kitchen Maker. He's a minute behind these guys. Just see how light it is here, Andrew. Even with 3 hands, it'd be a light old day, but with 4, it's rather accentuated, I guess.
Well, yeah, but there's little bits coming, isn't there?
Yeah, Burrowang's doing all right. They're not Burrowang, the 18-footer bar and restaurant. They're out in the midstream with a bit of pressure.
You can see the Burrowang close to getting 2.5 strings. Travelling here with Fisher and Paykel. Looks like more wind upwind of us, though.
Yeah, it does.
Talking optimistically at this moment. But here we go, look.
Yeah, just starting to get some wind up here on the Burrowang.
And to be fair, off in the distance, the Bar and Grill has gone away from them all, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's sailing into a bit of a header with pressure, so...
But pressure being more important than the angle.
Absolutely.
So, in this kind of wind speed.
We're on 6th. They've had a good start to the season. Nathan Edwards, Alex Leslie and Lockie Pryor. And young Connor Kellett is the representative of the sponsor on board there. It's
not too bad, that wind speed there. They're on top of the water at least, Pete, so not slow, but not high speed, but at least they're not subplaning, so...
Yeah, they're slowly working their way upwind to the weather mark up in Rose Bay area, and a few boats just starting to get off the line again. The Kitchen Maker was after this group, then after them is Marine Outlet, Royal Oak and Royal Oak Four Pines. Just coming up now, the boats that started on 8 minutes, only one, which was the Kitchen Maker. There he is. Lachlan Steele, Jerome Watson, Darren McCavanagh. And this is Blair Sibarani. Big boy for 11-year-old. He's having a ball. Look at him in the middle there, swinging it down. Great introduction to sailing for him on a light air day of a lucky to be 8-9 knots. Everyone looks pretty happy. It's a fairly relaxed day, I would think, Andrew, out here. No real pressure.
I don't think there'll be all that much relaxation on the Andu with Joel Beachville operating the machinery, Pete.
Right, well... a few laughs.
So, Pete, back in the day, for this sort of course, and I think in reality, this fleet needs... The limit boat needs to go off about 15 minutes for this course.
Yes.
Yeah, perhaps, but we'll see. But back in the day, it used to be 20 or 20, a little bit over 20.
25, wasn't it? 25 was countdown normal?
No, there was 20 countdown and then a count up to minus 3 or whatever.
The Shaw and Partners, they were on the second group to start, but they missed the start, so they threw away a fair advantage, being on 9 minutes.
Going through the water all right, though, Shippo?
Yeah, they've had a good start to the season. A few waves there from Emma Rankin, Cam McDonald and Tom Quigley, and their sponsor's guest is Marcus Droger. Just tacking now.
Yeah, he tacked on the face of a little puff, so
yeah,
pretty good actually.
Get the crew across.
Good little puff out of the right.
Emma saving the day.
So it's
I think they've got enough speed, Pete, to actually get back up to the front. You know that?
they've had a good start to the year, haven't they? She's done a terrific job, Emma.
Yep, yep.
Here's John Cooley and his Marine Outlet team. Got Mika Lane steering today, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
Looks like Mika there, yep. Standing in for John Cooley with Cam Gundy and Charlie Gundy. And their guest is... Do we have a guest for Marine Outlet? Janine Turton, 16-foot sailor out of Belmont.
New era.
Sails the New Era with her husband and son. Wow. What could possibly go wrong there, Andrew? Started sailing from 18 months old, from 1984 to 2006, sailed Northbridge 14s, NS 14s, and won the Victorian State title. So she's got a good pedigree there. So what the breeze is just a little bit spikier here, Andrew, isn't it? Probably 9 knots at best.
It's not fading, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they boats get pretty hard to sail once it gets down below 7, with extra crew weight in particular.
Okay, we're just looking now at the Royal Oak.
So we're on the Oak, indeed.
Young Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle, and their sponsor is Hugh Norman, who's never sailed before.
So there you go, folks. We just tried to tag on to the sponsor needed. The boys that led the race last week, and as we said on the commentary, their spinnaker halyard block did blow up, and so they were able to hoist the spinnaker extraordinarily with the halyard just running over the carbon, which
Surprised it held on.
Well, lucky they could get it down. It didn't jam there. But anyway, they sailed very well last week. Kirk Mitchell.
And the rig looks fantastic. So
Andrew Stevens and Daniel Barnett. So if any sponsors out there watching or looking or wanting a boat to put your name on the sail, here's one here.
And no extra cost for the Barnett name.
No, that's right. Where's Smeg? They've had their moments this year, some good performances.
Yeah, I think they might have heard themselves up this speed here though, Pete. Hard right, and the breeze actually turned left a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, with this handicap start, it's very difficult to get a picture on the actual who's doing well and who's not, but at the moment it looks upwind. The breeze okay, 7 to 8, maybe 9 at the best, but the Royal Oak looking for a bit of pressure there. Ooh. Light area here as they're going back in towards Bradley's Head on starboard. Just getting a little wick up there. Where's the breeze, Andrew? In the left, isn't it? Oh, it's right, it's everywhere.
Well, it's left and right simultaneously and at the same time. Yeah.
And not much either.
No, not much. But, Pete, if you look around, you'll see boats that are going through the water pretty well. Kitchen Maker, Fish and Pike, both made good ground up the beat here.
Just looking back, we were halfway up the beat off Bradley's Head, just looking back in the start here at Robertson Point. The scratch boats have just started, the 3 of them. That's Finport, Andu and Rag and Famish, giving the leaders a 10-minute start. That's the quiet scene you can see on the harbour. It's Yandu crossing well ahead of Andu. Young Joel Beechel at the helm of Andu. Jamie Winning is Herman Winning's sister. She's the sponsors rep today. Harry Smith and Sam Newton, the crew.
So something funny must have happened at the start because I already caught Balmain.
And Balmain was 2 minutes ahead of them.
Yeah.
They got reasonable pressure there. Big crew, Sam Newton and Harry Smith both on the big side of size.
Yeah, Joel making up for it.
Yeah. It's going in towards Double Bay, Clark Island, just to the north of Clark Island.
Breeze just a little fresher on average, Pete. How about that?
Yeah, quite looking ahead. It's very light up in Rose Bay though, but there's the Balmain tacking.
Ugly looking tack, not unusual with 4 people in the bus.
Yeah. So Andrew just ducking behind Balmain. So the theory of this handicap start, Andrew, is everyone's got to finish together. That's right.
That's
cross
correct.
the line together.
That's correct.
Let's see how good they are.
If the handicapper's got it right.
If they got it right, exactly, Jimmy.
You know, there's a few moving parts in the equation today. Anyway, we'll see.
You can see how light it is. The crew sitting in and the fourth hand making things a little heavier for each of the skiffs. But it's a light day anyway on the harbour. It's
Perfect day for it, isn't it, Shibbo, for what they're doing here?
yeah, sponsors
Well,
loving it.
Jimmy, I think the perfect day is actually a leaning back day, you know, where the 3 crew are fully extended and you can recover from whatever. The Woody's enjoying steering from the
Looks good in that hat, doesn't he?
Pink hat,
Shibbo?
geez, well, I would say he looks good. He doesn't look good. Doesn't suit him. Pink's not his colour.
Is that right?
Well,
You
look at
giving some advice on this, Pete?
I do. I give him sailing advice and dressing advice. So. Anyway,
He's not listening on either count. So
Rachel Ward is the 4th crew member. Owner of Bucko's favourite shop, Femme Soleil, specialising in women's sailing apparel.
and a waterproof socks. Thanks, Chits.
Crew today is Jimmy Beck, alongside Lewis Brake. I think it's some nice pressure there. So John has decided that he will sit in and the crew will do the hard in and out work.
Yeah, they need to probably get on the other tack, I think, Pete.
It's a bit bouncy here, a bit of joggle in front of them, but
Bouncy
ferries
and the wind chopped up by the ferry.
so he's going left out towards the Bradley's head mark. Andrew has really got a march on Rag and Famish. I don't know what's happened there. Has Finport, have we seen Finport?
Finport's over near Clark Island, Shibbo.
Right, okay, big split in these scratch markers. And that's Andrew holding a good lead. Oh, these two boats are very close. They're just in the lee of a yacht there. So Rag and Famish well back. She was on the scratch mark. Young George Calligris, son of sponsor Pete Calligris. He's the fourth hand today.
So Josh McKnight back for duty. And good pressure, Pete, where they are here.
Jack Ferguson steering today.
Powerboat in the way.
Yep, rather in the way, rather big powerboat. So they tack.
I think they forgot to tell young George they're attacking.
Yes. It's Jack Ferguson, Josh McKnight and Simon Hoffman. Oh, it's light there, those boys.
Yeah, they're probably rig setup's a bit too firm.
And the news is the leaders are around the weather mark.
Kitchen Maker leading from 80 foot of Bar and Grill.
The Kitchen Maker?
Yeah.
Kitchen Maker's still working upwind, bucko.
Oh, 80 foot, sorry guys, 80 foot of Bar and Grill leading from Noakes Blue.
So what happens when you don't have your pre-beers?
Sixth.
And Fisher and Pikel, I think.
They're the leaders you see at top of screen with a black spinnaker. And there's the Noakes Red at sixth. They are second and third. And the 18-footer who started first, a handicap of 10. They've got a very good lead. They've got a 2 or 3 minute lead. So they're running down the western side of Point Piper here.
No, we've got that.
Don't be confused. That's not Finport. It's 80-footer bar and restaurant carrying a Finport spinnaker. But they're doing a pretty good job. Hugo Stoner, Hugo Lemming and Hamish Vass. Their fourth partner is... Who are they?
Warren.
Warren. Well...
Warren Saar.
Yeah, I don't know what...
Was the GM of the club.
Double bay in the background. They're coming
There's
down to
Finport there, just to the...
Yeah, that's the
Still
real
working
Finport. Still working upwind. And these 18s come down to a jibe mark off Clark Island and then run back down towards Carraba Point. At the moment, it's a very, very big lead to the 18-footers bar and restaurant.
He's just getting close to a jibe. Here he goes.
Nice pressure. Got the job done.
His body language says he's picked it correctly and he's full noise to the jibe mark. Going to lead by 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Really opened up a really big lead here. That's Clark Island. They're skimming down the side of and coming up about 4 boat lengths to the actual jibe mark, but they're laying down nicely on that. It's Garden Island and of course the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we've got a bit more breeze, Andrew. We're off Point Piper, the western end, and breeze up about 9-ish knots here. And there's Burrawang, Fisher Pikel with the black spinnaker. So that would be Fisher Pikel will be fourth behind the 18-footers. Noakes Red sixth.
Yeah. And you see that, Pete, a little bit more pressure coming from the right here.
Yeah, they're getting the bows down nicely here.
Yep, and about 10 knots maybe in the puff.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, things might wick up.
I wouldn't get too excited. I don't think we'll see much more, really. There's sixth running down.
Well, the big difference between 10 and 7, Pete, as you would be well aware.
Yeah.
And these guys are escaping on the face of that puff pretty nicely.
Richard Searle aboard with Jordan Gertis.
Yeah, the only boat that started off scratch that made a good impression is actually Andu.
Andu, yeah. They've really jumped away from the other two, Rag and Famish and Finport.
The rest of them are really struggling. Oh, well.
Just come around to the front of the Michael and you go, yep. Right there.
So there's Noakes Red just jibing. They'll be in second, I think. Fisher Pikel fourth.
Yeah, so
Between those two will be sixth, I think.
the race leader's got about 3 minutes up his sleeve still, like, to the second boat, which is Noakes.
Yeah, Noakes, that's the giant mark there that they've just laid into. That's the mark Noakes has just gone around. I think the third boat, sixth, is underlaid. So you've got 2 more jibes back, I think.
Yeah, 2 little jibes.
With the orange spinnaker. There go Fisher Pike barreling in on port. 6th jibing on their bow. So that's the battle for third at the moment. So 6th and Fisher Pike.
So that's what we're talking about, folks.
3rd and 4th, and then the Burrowang coming in, nice angle. Crew of Simon Nern, Lachlan Doyle and Paddy Bannon, and their crew is Chelsea Williams. Just looking at the jibe angle, and they've got a little way to go yet. Let's have a good look at it now. Crew in and Burrowang jibes. So a good battle at the moment for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. The leader has really jumped away. There's the leader right in the distance with that black spinnaker. 18-footer bar and restaurant. She's getting down towards the leeward mark. Just see it to windward of her, but that's the chasing pack. And next is Marine Outlet. Mika Lane steering today in place of John Cooley. They're not far off a jibe. The fleet getting compressed a bit, Andrew, or doesn't seem to be really at the moment, does it? There's still a long way between first and last.
Yeah, you would think a building breeze would favour the guys that started last, but perhaps when the scratch boat started, there wasn't a great deal of wind down around the start line.
Kitchen Maker rolling in behind Marine Outlet. Jibe mark is there. There are a couple of boat lengths to jibe. It almost looks one leg down on the next jibe to the leeward mark. They're through. Just
Sort of.
Well,
Entry in the Teabag Award.
yeah.
Not good enough, but, you know.
It's a start.
The Royal Oak, a no name coming in. Just in front of them is Shaw and Partners with a red spinnaker. We can't see him at the moment. They're just Shaw and Partners just ahead and not far off a jibe. A lot of fin dinghies out and some other skiffs. They've got some state titles on, but there's Shaw and Partners just getting set up for a jibe. Just always a little bit awkward with 4 in that boat. Here comes No Name, will be next to jibe, and you'll see the Royal Oak jibing early. Okay, so Shaw and Partners around next, then Royal Oak. Trying to sort the battens out, and then No Name. And then a big gap. Who's next? Andrew, over there is
Smeg will be next.
Smeg.
Smeg coming in hot. So they've been caught out by a little bit by the build and the rotation. And I dropped the chute to get to the mark, Pete. Sorry, viewers.
Yeah. So Smeg started on handicap of 6. They're still back a little.
They haven't done themselves any good here. Just dropped the chute to get up to the jibe mark. But it tells you about the rotation.
Not recommended that. They've thrown a lot away there.
Yeah.
Well, there's Yandu and Smeg reaching in, main and jib reaching, because they overcooked that by a long way. There's Yandu barreling in. All in pink. Back on Smeg, about to jibe a hoist. And away they go. They're right at the jibe mark. So they lost a lot there. Spinnaker just still a bit untidy. Ugh, okay.
Well, they're entering in the teabag award there if they're not careful.
And then there's a little race within a race here of Yandu.
Yandu coming down
in
on a beauty with Lazarus.
And Lazarus, although Lazarus, we didn't think they had 4 hands. Well, they have 4 hands in, don't know who the 4th hand is, but...
So they've re-entered the race. Just picked up some random bloke on the way up.
Yeah. Got him off Clark Island. Well, he's having his barbecue probably. Anyway, seem to know what they're doing. Yandu's away, and then the next will be Andu, and then Balmain,
the Rag, and
Finport, yeah.
Bringing up the rear.
Andu have really done a number of those other 2 boats that started off scratch. That's the overhead of Andu. The orange spinnaker belongs to Balmain. And Rag in the background.
Rock and roll with the Lazarus. Nicely deepen up the rig. Breeze just building a fraction.
We can't tell you who the 4th hand is, but I'm sure she's enjoying her outing. Is she trying to hook up on the trapeze?
Looking with great concern at, at the trapeze ring.
Oh. Okay, just getting a nice squirt down here as they're laying down to this leeward mark. But halfway up the next beat is the race leader, the 18-footers, Cafe Bar and a Restaurant. They've jumped away from this fleet.
Yeah, that's the thick end of 3 minutes, Pete, I would say.
Every bit of that, I would think.
Yeah.
There's young Joel Beecham just jibing the Andu at the wing mark. And here's the race leader.
So throwing sheet at it, Pete.
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it?
Yep. Come on, boys, more weight on the wing.
I was going to say you'd use the extra weight on board today to come out the wing to pull the main ride on.
Yeah.
Doing a nice job. Gear looks good setup. It's coming up to the starting area of these fin dinghies, and
yeah, I won't go through there.
No, they're about to start. So
end up with a log in the side.
There'll be a bit of yelling and screaming. Balmain and Rag and Famish. Rag jibing now. Balmain almost, yeah, there he goes. He's jibed. They're a long way back. That's the 18-footer bar and restaurant going upwind, so they're well over halfway up the second beat.
The young lady on Lazarus is a show jumper, Pete. Apparently you've been sent the details.
A show jumper, okay. Well, she's a top West Australian jumper over here for the summer at Yandu Park. What's her name, Andrew?
That's a setup and a half.
Come on. She's a good friend of Jamie Winning, who's on Andu. Her name is Paris Castledine. There you go.
Oh, we all knew that.
So, it's fair to say that she probably hasn't sailed before. So she's having the experience of her life, I guess. Be like you jumping on a show jumping horse, Andrew. How would you go? Not well?
Well,
just say not well, Andrew. Don't...
yeah.
Anyway, that's Paris Castledine on Lazarus. Now we've got that sorted out. Thank you to our diligent researcher, Kerry Winning.
So pressure up over the whole track, Pete. Bloke struggling to lay up to the bottom mark. Full 3 strings.
It looks like they've shortened where the bottom mark is too.
Yeah,
Bucko,
no,
it's at Robertson's, not at Carrabba as well.
yeah.
I think Dougie was aiming to try and get them
Yeah,
back in the festive spirit back at the clubhouse sooner than later.
that's correct.
Rag and Famish started off scratch, and Balmain was on 2 minutes, so the Rag's taken 2 minutes out of Balmain.
And the Rag and Famish looked like they made a bit of inroad back into Andu actually.
They have a little, yeah.
Last bit.
Yeah. Both those started on scratch, so Andu's probably 40, 50 seconds ahead of the Rag.
Call it a minute, Pete.
Okay, call it a minute. Okay, I'll do that for you, Andrew. Not for anyone else.
Ah, correct, huh?
And they've got a good breeze here that's heading them. Balmain screaming downwind. They're going to trouble laying this leeward mark here.
Well, that's a good problem to have, Peter.
Spectator ferry just about
Spectator
to
ferry
finish.
just going across the bows of the Rag. They have to flag their kite, but they've got it back under control. Yeah, they're barrelling down nicely here. It's quite light ahead.
And now they've got a cruising boat, and they'll be right.
Up ahead, Andu in a little bit of trouble. Dropping the spinnaker. We'll see them in a moment. There they go. They've got trouble getting the spinnaker down here. That's down now. Not quite. Jamie Winnie will be working overtime to get this spinnaker on board to help the boys. Anyway, it's under control.
Hello, Teabag Award.
Oh,
Teabag Award.
Rag and Famish. Not good, boys. Oh, into windward.
Yep.
Will they save it?
Yeah, they will.
No.
Yes,
will
they will.
Yeah, I think they will just. Crew going everywhere.
I'm not sure what that was about. It was just a
No.
hole.
Meanwhile, the Balmain have dropped the spinnaker and coming round their bow, and they'll almost be together at the leeward mark. Oh, here comes Keegan York and the boys, and Finport on a screamer. John Breen aboard, as Andrew said before. Solicitors, Sydney-based law firm specialising in commercial law. Breen and Breen. So he's having a good ride there with Keegan as they getting low of the mark, so they've got to drop. Rag and Famish in a bit of problem dropping as well. The Balmain have sneaked in front of them. There's a ferry coming into play, so it's all happening out here on a quiet old day on the harbour.
Busy place.
Okay, Finport just getting the spinnaker down. And they are the tail end Charlie at the moment. He's a big boy, our sponsor's friend, John Breen. Oh, getting a bit of a bath too, so. Anyway, they're barrelling in and caught right up to Rag and Famish there. They got a few wobbles, the Rag.
He's in danger of being too high here for the mark, but anyway.
I don't think John's got a trapeze belt on, has he? So it's...
Interesting way to pack the spinnaker facing backwards in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So these were two of the scratch boats, so the Rag's probably 20 seconds ahead of Finport. Last year's Australian champion. Started the season off very well with a win from scratch on a 3-buoy race. And hasn't been quite as dominant since, but just around the mark, looking upwind. There's a bit of breeze here, Andrew, at this leeward mark.
Yeah.
Finport goes straight into attack to get into this pressure.
It's built and turn left just
Yes, it
about
has.
10 degrees. Or more, 20.
Yeah, a good layup there. If it goes any more left, it'll be a really long port tack. That's the overhead shot for Finport.
So Pete, the 80-footer bar restaurant's probably going to win this.
Well, you'd think so. He's got a nice lead.
And he's going to lay down the next run on start the job.
Yes.
Looking at the wind, more or less.
It's not over till it's over, Andrew. You know that?
No, we've sunk a few, haven't we, in our time? Yes.
We've caused a few to come to grief. The Balmain boys, Henry Larkins, Finn Sprott and Flynn Toomey. Had a really good start to the season. They've really been one of the outstanding boats. Further down the track, you can see the boat's very high on port. So it's a long lay down on port tack. Stay on the left, you'll be heavily favoured. There's Andu at full stretch there. Four on the wire.
Quite surprising, cyclonic easterly.
Yeah, its breeze is lifted well above, not well above it. 10 knots plus here. Andu fully extended. With Jamie winning the fourth hand. Joel Beechel steering. Outstanding prospect as an up-and-coming sailor. Really left-hand pressure here. Lazarus with our champion show jumper from West Australia.
And Gilly's young bloke steering, Ryan Ewing.
She just competed in the Australian show jumping championships. So certainly a different experience for her. Bree's gone back, headed again here, gone back into the right. Nice little puffs coming down here there, Andrew.
Interesting times.
So, are the leaders, they're not around the weather mark, are they? I don't think,
Just,
or are they?
just around now,
Okay.
Shipper, just on screen.
So the 18-footer bar and restaurant still leads. There's Lazarus going into the western edge of Point Piper for those that know the harbour well.
Breeze still flicking around, plus or minus 15 here.
Yeah, look at Yandu now. She's got good pressure. Came up from leeward of Smeg right onto his exhaust pipe there, or a bit to weather.
Seriously grunted up rig, Peter, if you can visualise that, but really good.
So we'll see in a moment the leader who's rounded the windward mark well ahead. It's probably gone ahead more as the 18-footer bar and restaurant running down on starboard jibe. We'll get down almost in one at that angle. There he is.
Yeah,
Wow.
Apologies for the Finport Spinnaker troops, but
Yep. That is the 18-footer bar and restaurant. No one else is around the weather turning mark, and he's about a third of the way down the run. So,
Yes, that's a 2 minute lead at least at this point.
Easy 2 minutes.
Yeah, at this point, and we're still counting, right, Jimmy?
yeah, he's smoking away. So that's Bradley's head. So that'll be about halfway down this run.
Noakes just going around the top mark now.
Okay, Noakes red is second. Fisher Paykel right on their stern. So it's close for second and third. And fourth, fourth is... Who's that fourth, Jimmy, with the Marine Outlet?
Marine Outlet.
Okay, they've done a good job. They've closed right up. So there's only about 12 seconds, 15 seconds between second, third and fourth, which is Noakes Red, Fisher Paykel and Marine Outlet. And then a fair gap then to the fifth place.
I mean, Jimmy, you'd expect with Mick Lane and Cameron Charlie Gundy, you're in with a chance, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Still light there.
Pick Micker any day.
It's off 6 minutes.
Yeah. It's,
You could nearly win from there.
see how light it is at the weather mark. Meanwhile, 80-footer barn wrestle down in midstream and gone.
Yep, nice and tricky to get out of the top.
A lot of traffic up here, a lot of skiffs, fin dinghies, yachts, so
420.
a bit to negotiate.
Tasers, 29s.
Yeah, you name it, it's here. Okay, Noakes Red jibed early and picked up the pressure outside Shark Island. It's got a bit of a march on the other two. They're all bow to bow around the mark, but at the moment, Noakes done a very good job there. The two that ran in towards Point Pipe, the Fisher Paykel and Marine Outlet, just starting to rumble now. Oh, it's light here.
A lot of traffic for these guys of various descriptions.
Yes. See in the background the new boat bouncing up and down with not much breeze. Very light at the weather mark. Okay, that's Noakes Red. He's gained a bit of a march there. It's looking back. There's Fisher Paykel and Marine Outlet. That's the battle for third at the moment.
And coming into shot, the first of the back markers. And do.
Oh, there's a bit of a dodgem car here. Fisher Paykel saw them at the last moment to take evasive action.
Good seamanship skills there from young Joel.
Yep. But now the advantage a bit back to Marine Outlet here, Fisher Paykel, because Noakes Red with a blue spinnaker to confuse you more, gone very high, but doesn't look to have great pressure. There the There's the Royal Oak, the sixth. Royal Oak with a green shirt. Spinnaker. See how light it is for six now. It's further they got up the beat, the lighter it got.
Yeah, pretty tough work up the top there. So looking all the way to the bottom mark in the very far distance, we can see the race leader probably within about a minute's sailing of the bottom.
So he rounds there, comes up to the Rose Bay mark and then runs to the finish. So 2 legs to go. He's around the leeward mark for the last time.
He's not yet around it.
Has he still got the so far? Oh, there he is. Yeah. No, he's still running down. There's the mark. Just
definitely in a different postcode, that's for sure.
He's in the other postcode. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the postcode for Kirribilli, Chits? You made that up.
He used to live there. Used to live where you'd love to live, distance from the squatty is how close he lived to it.
It's something like 2088, which is Mosman, right? I don't know, to be honest. 2021's the wrong side of the... It's on the dark side, the wrong side of the Harbour Bridge, mate. They're nearly there. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, there's Yandu just around the leeward mark. Lazarus coming up to the mark.
There it is. Wow, big bit of wind in the middle of the creek here. 2061, the Kirribilli postcode, thanks for that. It all happens.
Burrowang getting a nice ride down the middle of the harbour. They've closed right up on the Fisher Pike. Will actually be in front of Fisher Pike, I think, who's coming across on port. Oh, maybe not. It'll be close here. Fisher Pike, what are they going to do? Going to jibe early, are they? Yep. Oh, Burrowang. Burrowang,
Hello.
Burrowang,
Hello.
There's your winner, Bucko.
Absolute winner. Absolute winner.
Saw glory and ran from it. Wow.
Well, they win 2 prizes, Pete. The saw greatness and ran from it, and the Teabag Award.
Oh, into windward with the spinnaker, not recommended. They had a good run down there too. I just don't know what happened. I think they were looking at the port jibe boat coming in, and they got too low and fell on top of themselves.
And they were spooked by the little cat rig catch. If we can just pan to the right a little, we'll get it.
Oh,
There we go. There's the vision. The vision splendid, Peter.
something to suit you, Bucko.
No, it rained well, wasn't it? No jibs. Jibs nil. Spinnaker's nil.
That'll be you for your two-hander for Hobart, Bucko.
No worries. Look at her.
Well, we're well over halfway through this Sponsors Day race. And at the moment, it's the 80-footer bar and restaurant who's holding all the cards. They're way ahead. Noakes Red will be second, and then perhaps Marine Outlet third, Fisher Paykel, Royal Oak, and then Burrowang were well placed in third, going for third, and they've just had a capsize to windward, and they're still trying to get the boat up. It's getting even gloomier here, Andrew. Maybe a bit of rain later today, perhaps.
Yes, indeed.
Sixth running down, being chased hard by Kitchen Maker. Got a young boy on board the Kitchen Maker, Blair Cimarroni. Oh, the crew waving, they're having a great day.
Big days.
Yeah. Darren McCavanagh there.
Big boss of the Kitchen Maker.
So there's quite a race on for third and fourth here. There's a group of boats all pretty close together.
Yeah, 1-2 being...
Well, 80-footer bar and restaurants, the big lead. Noakes has got a considerable gap, got in second place.
Nice cushion either way.
Yeah. Burrowang just capsized, and the remainder of the fleet around the weather mark and running downwind in breeze 8 to 9 to 10 at times, perhaps. I think. Okay, we're on Yandu in the pretty pink. That's matching that spinnaker going behind them. Just ahead of them, we haven't seen her much today, is the new boat that performed so well last week, Kirk Mitchell. They'll come into view in a moment with the unsigned mainsail.
Not with their spinnaker halyard intact, Peter.
Yes, after last week's demise of the halyard, but they had a good performance to finish second. And I think they're getting better each week. Nice friendly run down to this leeward mark. And wow, the 18-footer bar and restaurant's been around for a considerable time, and Noakes Blue, who's second, Noakes Red, who's second, still not around the leeward mark. So the charging pack are closing down on Noakes here.
Yeah, but he's been fairly tidy, Pete, and he's going to jibe, nice jibe drop. Not too tough a beat.
Not much wind down at this end of the course now. It's a bit, Shaw and Partners just jibed on the, trying to get on the gas of Yandu, but Yandu snuck through.
Courageous effort here to be under the lee of Bradley's.
Yeah, fighting going up and up and up. It's a place you really don't want to be. Looking back around, Bradley's down to the harbour. There's good breeze there now. Anyway, just see Shaw and Partners just starting to get a little trickle of wind.
Yeah.
Just going off screen to the left was the leader. He's halfway up this beat to the finish.
There'll be a steward's inquiry later, I think.
Well, he kept on keeping on. He was the first to start on 10 minutes. Away he's gone. Hasn't looked like getting under pressure at all from the chasing pack. Oh, the sky getting even a bit more gloomy here on the harbour. There's the Lazarus with the Paris Castledine sailing as the fourth crew. Looking down ahead here where Lazarus crew are looking, it's very light down the bottom mark.
They need to go into full VMG mode, which they're not in at the moment. Oh well. 2 jibes it will be. So Pete, have a look there. Marine Outlet down around the bottom mark. There a chance to catch Noakes. So I don't think anybody else will though.
Oh, it's very super light down here.
Light and lifting, Pete, as they go. And there's the Pike nearly in the tide at the bottom. Sorry, viewers.
And where is Noakes Blue, Andrew, who was second? Where have they got to?
They're just coming off the white
Oh,
light.
okay, right, yeah. Robinson Point there. Haven't got much pressure either, yeah. They're under threat here for second.
Burrowing Hotel.
Oh,
He's
Simon
back up.
He's got right.
Now let's get the Burrowing some love, shall we? They've had a bath. They've won the overall prize for the day, really.
I think Chelsea's steering there, but looks to it.
The dreaded leeward helm cavitation, I
Yeah,
believe.
she's steering. There's Simon Nern, the boss, sitting in the middle there. Doing a good job. Remembering they had a capsize and got themselves a little bit back into it as Lazarus goes across on port jibe. Light have lifted ahead. That's the problem. They've got a couple more jibes and in. It's Marine Outlet, as you said, Andrew, putting down the challenge to Noakes Red.
Yeah.
That's Marine Challenge there. That's Noakes Red, right of screen. The Marine Outlet just going to windward of Yandu. Super light up here, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and they would have been better advised probably just to leg it out into the middle where the breeze is a bit more solid, but just not sneak over it.
There's the Smeg.
Smeg turning the corner at the bottom. Nice
Oh,
ratings.
no. Just looking off screen, Burrowing nearly did the same.
No.
Same again.
But they're not in this time. They went into windward, but crew got wet, but the boat's still upright.
Just have a look. They just got lifted 40 degrees.
Yeah, and there's a good puff coming down here. There's Andu chasing hard, the scratch leading of the scratch markers. Good breeze where she is, and good breeze down harbour too. Here we go. Now the Marine Outlet's just getting into it.
So who's their guest today, Pete?
Marine Outlet's guest
That's Janine from the Belmont 16s.
Turton,
Yep. Of course.
Brings a bit of sailing skill to that boat, and they're chasing hard for second spot. Just see coming out behind the ferry, that's Noakes Red. Hanging grimly to second spot.
There's not a big gap in one of these. Big left hand about to come and pick them up.
Oh, here's a go here. Lazarus and Yandu approaching the leeward mark. Oh, running
They're both
square.
over it too.
Yeah, it's ugly here. This is very ugly for these two.
2 quick jibes, boys and girls.
Oh, Lazarus has jibed. Just no wind. And running square. Oh,
Broken all the rules, Peter.
Lazarus,
Woody with a winged out shoe.
Lazarus putting the crew under pressure.
Yes, shoot not coming down on the Lazarus. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Meanwhile, Andrew's barrelling in on a beauty.
Andrew's showing him how to do it.
Shore partners red spinning, and there's Andrew's laid down beautifully here. Great lay line with our wobbly mates on the burrowing with the blue, but there's Andrew.
Coming in hot.
Coming in super hot. You can see the streaks of pressure between the Leeward Mark and Bradley's, but after Bradley's it's reasonably consistent, this breeze. And the race leader, the 18-footer Barn Restaurant, where is he? He's up off Point Piper.
Yeah, he's off the Edwards.
Wow, he's smoked them.
Giving them a bit of a touch-up, hasn't he?
The breeze hard left up here in Nathal. Tricky day, Andrew, you'd say, with 4 in the boat and the wind all over the spot. The place, Finport got themselves ahead of the Rag and Famish, the other 2 scratch markets.
A 6 to 10 knot east-south northerly usually will do that.
Again, light for these tail enders that are running down. There's still a long way to go down to the Leeward Mark. So the battle really is for second, Jimmy, here, isn't it? Second and third, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the kitchen maker's sort of jumping up into that group as well.
Yeah, he got himself quickly out into midstream, into the pressure. It's gone back to the right a bit up there, the breeze, Andrew.
Yeah, it just almost went back to the start time direction, so. No, it's still to the left of what it was, but halfway back.
There's the grey old sky of Sydney.
Harbour emptying as it tends to when it's overcast. Not too many powerboats out today. Only one kumquat, Peter.
Yep. That's all it takes.
That's true, particularly when it's a 90-footer or something.
Royal Oak getting a nice left-hander there. Out on the hip of Marine Outlet. So this is the battle for second here. You can see Royal Oak, Marine Outlet slightly off camera to the right. There's Noakes red.
And it's very much the battle for second. I think first place, barring catastrophic
Circumstances.
Yeah.
So I think you and I and Jimmy could win from here with even without putting a spinnaker up.
Oh, it's not a North we've seen here, Peter.
Go on, give us some credit. I think we would.
We'd be fine.
Well, Pete, who do you think will get second out of this?
Well, it's tight, isn't it?
What did Royal Oak start on?
If the Royal Oak keeps getting these lefties up here,
They both started on 6 minutes, these two guys here, Royal Oak and
Marine Outlet.
And Marine Outlet, so...
Well, it's Noakes been in second most of the day, but she's now coming across on starboard. But these certainly Marine Outlet has closed right down on her. And they'll be very close.
Nearly bow to bow, aren't they?
I think Marine Outlet might be slightly favoured at this time for second.
Royal Oak having to take the stern of a non-racing yacht.
A starboard tacker Pelican.
Yeah, we'll know who's on port or starboard.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, Pete. Which is your starboard hand? I'll let your starboard hand. Not a test. Yeah, the outlet's in front of Noakes.
Yes. So can Royal Oak get into third? And get in front of Noakes, who's not coming back on anything flash. That's for sure. Kitchen Maker not out of it yet.
They fell out of the pressure down near Clark Island. Like they're looking really good. I just thought they might have stepped up, but wasn't to be.
A bit of powerboat and ferry wake here.
Jimmy, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Just sort of pressure between Point Piper and Bradley's Head, where the harbour's a little bit constricted. And then as it widens out, it diffuses.
Oh. The powerboat couldn't have gone any closer to Noakes, could he? I mean, really? Dear, oh dear.
Yeah, that's pretty untidy, isn't it? With a 1 metre stern wave.
Yeah. Just, you shake your head in disbelief. Anyway, Noakes Youth, they've defended this second all day and they've got the job ahead of them now. The chasing pack are hammering hard. Kitchen Maker, Royal Oak and Marine Outlet. Is Kitchen Maker just going to attack? They've been quietly chipping away. I think Marine Outlet are clearly second now. That's them coming out top right of screen.
Yeah, no men joining the dots together pretty well, Pete. They've been sailing with quite good pressure most of the time.
It's good pressure up near Shark Island at the moment. These boats are coming up into it, or the pressure's coming down towards them, whichever way you look at it. Good line. So you'd think the Royal Oak, if he comes back on that heady, he'll probably be very close to Noakes. Yeah. That's the... It's Marine Outlet. So the leader off camera is approaching the weather mark for the final time up off Shark Island. Around that and then the run to the finish. And he's got a lot up his sleeve here. He's around now the weather mark. Andrew's got the time running. Nice bit of pressure. Spinning her up with Finport on it. Sheet on and away we go. Probably lucky to be 8 knots here. Some puffs coming round Point Piper though that'll be a relief to these boys. Hugo Stoner, Hugo Leeming and Hamish Vass. The 3 H's along with Warren Sayre and as the 4th hand representing the club, and it's him in the red hat. Probably one run out, one more jibe and try and lay into the finish. Ooh, it's light here.
Come on boys, heat her up.
Light here.
Nothing going to happen.
Nothing to heat up into, Pucker.
No, there's not much there, is there?
I think, Jimmy, what's deceiving us a bit here is it's rotated back to the right here, locally here.
Okay, they're just getting a puff now, but as Jimmy says, where they're going doesn't look too great.
Oh, they're in the best breeze, Pete. I wouldn't...
Gee, they're a long way ahead. Wow.
There's Marine Outlet in the left of screen.
5 minutes, Pete. Call it that, right?
Might be nearly get fastest time, but
wow, we can calculate that accurately today, Peter.
we can. I'm relying on you, Andrew.
How about that?
Okay, that's one jibe. They'll be having a look at the finishing line now, but it'll probably a couple more jibes between there and the finish.
Breeze a fair way in the right, looking upwind.
Yeah.
Just depends how much pressure there is at Point Piper, really. There they go.
Oh, hang on to it, boys. There's a good one for you. Get the bow down.
On the lay. Oh no, do not flap your spinnaker.
No.
Do not flap your spinnaker. It's a header, boys.
It's been gone to the right, the breeze. So what's that done for the second place? It's still a battle. Royal Oak put his claim in for second. It's going to be a contest between Marine Outlet and Royal Oak.
Good pressure on the right now.
Young Jacob Marks again on the Royal Oaks, impressed. But I think Marine Outlet is still just ahead. There's Marine Outlet, and that's the Royal Oak coming in. And a nice right-hander. Okay, but right of screen, holding all the aces is the 18-footer bar and restaurant. So they're shouting to get a free meal tonight, do we, Jimmy?
I hope so.
Yeah. So Pete, dozen oysters to start with.
That's a three-minute lead to the to the 18-footer bar and restaurant, and the other guy's still got two minutes sailing to go to the mark. So amazing.
So
Anyway, we'll get accurate times at the finish.
So he's running back now, down towards the finish. Nice little header to get down.
It's turned right a treat for them, hasn't it?
Perfect. Just winding their way through a few skiffs as Andrew coming back upwind to Shaw and Partners. Very close.
He's got a little jibe to get to the line, these guys, but he's going to square them up, perhaps.
They've done a terrific job. I mean, they got their nose in front early and they just kept on keeping on, haven't they? Really never seriously challenged.
Yeah, been a tricky day for staying into maximum pressure more than anything else.
Just about one jibing in, but well done. Very, very, very good effort. We haven't seen them amongst the top placings this year, but today they've made absolutely no mistakes. Starting off the limit at 10 minutes, but boy, they've put in a very solid performance as they jibe to come in now to the finish line. Trying to get the bow down. They've probably got one more jibing in, I think.
The breeze rotation.
Yeah, there they go.
Leading them.
No, yeah, there they go. They're about
back.
20 metres to go. And the victory in the sponsors' day to the 18-footer Cafe, Bar and Restaurant is written on their mainsail, but Finport on their spinnaker. 3, 2, 1, bang. Well done. Very, very good effort. From Hugo Stoner, Hugo Leeming and Hamish Fass, with ably assisted by Warren Sam. They're very happy and well done, so they should be.
It's easily their best race of the year. Maybe
Yeah.
Warren's brought him some luck. So, second, Your Majesty, there is not one.
No, we can see them way in the distance.
Yeah, no. Marine Outlet looks like they've got it dusted.
They do, but anyway. So you've got the clock running, Andrew?
I do have. I'd say it's a 5-minute win.
So, what do we sack the handicapper, or
No,
just say well done 18-footers? I think
Give
they
them
had a terrific race.
Give them the chocolates.
Well, they did very, very well. They got their nose out early and kept on keeping on, and they were never really threatened. And they certainly joined the dots on a tricky old day. No mistakes, and very, very comprehensive victory. And here's the battle for second and third. Marine Outlet at the moment second. Royal Oak third with a green shoe. Just Marine Outlet getting a nice bit of pressure down the side of Point Piper here.
And they're going to jibe on the face.
Yeah.
Jibe on the face of the puff, which is always a good plan.
And again, the Royal Oak have put in another solid performance. This young crew are doing very well this year. So where's our friends Noakes? They've dropped off the pace there, didn't they?
Yeah, They must have hit a pothole the last bit of the peak.
Really stubbed their toe.
Yeah.
They've dropped back to second, third, fourth and fifth.
That looks like enough of a problem. They must have had a problem in the setting the chute or something.
That's the Smeg boys. Going towards Point Piper and jibing and girl. Smegs. Oh. Ugh. Not much breeze here, but they jibed in nothing.
Yeah, they went too far.
Yes. So they will be, at the moment, fourth. Oh, trying to get the battens across. Which they do. Smeg got a nice little header there to get down. Don't think they're like it's going to be a battle for third between Royal Oak and Smeg, but I think there's Marine Outlet just jibed. They haven't got much wind out there, Andrew. Smeg's got a
they've just
good
got
pressure here.
They're just heating up the Marine Outlet now. Okay, 2 strings on a lane to the finish by the look of it.
The battle will be for third, whether Smeg can get in front of the Royal Oak. So Marine Outlet going across there, they'll be second. That's Mika Lane steering today, done a very good job. Standing in for Johnny Cooley. I think Royal Oak has still got third, well protected. Marine Outlet.
Just a shade over 4-minute wind.
Okay, they're across. Janine Turton, the fourth crew member today.
Giving the guests the opportunity to pack the spinnaker.
Yeah, well, we've got to do something, Jimmy. No, nothing's like a free ride out here. And the good battle for third, but we'll get to the Royal Oak, I think. She will get there, third. Another good effort from these boys. They started off a handicap of 6, the same as Marine Outlets. Marine Outlet across about 40 seconds ahead of the Royal Oak. So that's third to the Royal Oak, and then just jibing to come in 4th spot will be Smeg, who also started on 6. So these 3 boats had a really good battle, all starting together. And it was won by Marine Outlet, then the Royal Oak, then the Smeg in 4th. So how long have they been finished now, Andrew? The
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Just a little over 5.
And now a long gap now to 5th, which looks as though it could be the Kitchen Maker. And boy, the Noakes have got themselves lost in the last bit here, Jimmy, haven't they? They were 5 for second and third, clearly, and now they're way back.
I think as Andrew said, they might have had a bit of a swim.
A bit of botheration.
Oh, gee, there's a wild old jibe. What are they doing here? Okay.
They're attacking the Kitchen Maker, I think, will be the correct description, Pete.
It was quite a violent change in direction.
And they might have been spooked a bit by the little 420 going upwind as well. So
they want to pit Kitchen Maker out here, I think.
Looks like a plan.
Yeah.
But they're going so slowly, Kitchen Maker just so
just going to roll over the bow.
Yeah.
So poor old Royal Oak, Noakes Red got a bit chicken winged up here. The Royal Oak will be able to, the Kitchen Maker will be able to jibe, I think, there.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe there, they're going to have a go at it.
Yeah, no, they are. They've done successfully.
Oh, here goes Noakes inside them. This is the battle for 5th. Oh, Noakes got wobbly. Oh. No, Kitchen Maker's around the front of them, I think.
And neither of them laying anyway.
No. Luff going on the Kitchen Maker's putting the bow up.
Yeah.
Battens are inside the wrong way on the Kitchen Maker's mainsail. Okay, now the Kitchen Maker can pin Noakes out. That's the committee boat. They're going to leave that on the port side. Oh, what could possibly go wrong here? The kitchen maker, he's running square. Oh, okay. Just got a puff.
Got a beautiful header.
Yeah.
And no run square and finish.
Kitchen maker will get 5th. Noakes red. Well, that's the best performance they've had this season. Still got to get across the line. In 6th. Oh, and Yandu rolled Andu. That's daughter chasing father there. Jamie winning, chasing her dad. Oh, now here's an interesting battle here. 6th, Yandu and Andu. What are the tactics here, Bugger?
No, I think
6th should be okay, I think.
I think the 6th will be okay. The Andu just might be advised just to soak.
Yeah, Yandu's got his bow down there. Can 6th jibe?
Yeah,
he can, yeah.
But Yandu can jibe also, so
yeah,
it's of no point. In fact,
6th jibing. And he's across Yandu.
Oh, and Yandu will be going hot to the committee boat, so he's going to beat Yandu.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Oh, and then barrelling in is Fisher Paykel. I think Yandu will get 7th, then Andu. I think Yandu just beat Andu, I think.
Yep, that's why I
Yeah, it's close.
seen it.
So how long has the winner been finished?
8:40.
Okay,
By
so
mine.
8:40. So
Off a 10-minute mark.
Andu only took minute 20 out of him.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive from the 18-footer. Now new boat coming across in good shape. Kirk Mitchell, another good effort. Harbour emptying quite quickly now. So new boats across. The next will be Shaw and Partners.
Shaw and Partners on a hot lay.
Yep, everyone stacked out to windward.
4 strings, Pete. Low hooks.
Well, 3.5.
And a header.
Oops.
A velocity header, so take some weight off the end of the wing. Put the power back down.
Well, I think it's a day that the sponsors or their representatives would have enjoyed. It wasn't fast and furious. It was fast at times, but certainly not furious. It was a nice, gentle day of an easterly breeze of anywhere between 8 to 11 knots at best. So Shaw and Partners across in 11th, next to come in. All guns blazing is the Lazarus, with our show jumping girl aboard. No, all pretty static there, not much, no many hurdles to overcome.
Still, good low line into the finish.
What am I doing here, she says. What am I doing here? A long way from the Perth show jumping arena, I'm sure. That's it. Bend your back and away you go. Lovely run into the finish.
4 strings. Bit of main on, boys, come on. Very soft on the mainsail.
Well done.
Got home. Oh, the burrowing, Peter.
The burrowing, here she comes.
Major prize winner.
One almost a swim, but still going. Coming in fully wicked up here.
And the Dylan Clark Teabag Award as well.
Oh. Chelsea Williams steering. I think there's Simon's just having a look around when to jibe.
Simon running tactics.
Yep.
Oh, big shot at it there.
They're across in 12th. Yep.
Jibe, drop and go back to the clubhouse.
Yeah. And a few still to finish. Balmain, Rag and Finport. Wow. Boy, they're a long way back. So, well, we've seen an interesting day, Andrew. Couldn't really take much away, but I think you couldn't take anything away from the 18-footer bar and restaurant.
Here's what tends to happen. The extra person tends to even the fleet out. And in this particular case, the committee did a great job, set a good length course. 10 minutes on a full length course wouldn't have been enough handicap, the limit boat. But they did such a good job it wouldn't have mattered in the end, I don't think. But an unusual day, weather kind of weird, but it was a good day. The sponsors didn't get bashed around, they didn't get sunburned. And only one boat managed to put the carbon tube in the water.
That we know of.
So everyone should be happy.
Of.
Everyone should be happy.
Everybody should be happy.
All
Exactly.
right, well, that's the day. The day, again, belonged to 18-footer bar and restaurant. A very, very convincing win from Marine Outlet with Mika Lane at the helm today. Royal Oak 3rd, Speg 4th, Kitchenmaker 5 and Noakes Red 6th. Handicap start for people in the boat for Sponsors Day, so I'm sure the sponsors will be happy. They've had a lot of fun, and on a day that the breeze never really got much above 10 knots. So we're back next Sunday. Hope you can join us for the 6th race of the Spring Championships. I think it's a 3-boy race again. So we hope you can come back and enjoy our coverage. We've thoroughly again enjoyed bringing it to you. So on behalf of everyone, same time, same place next week, and we look forward to seeing you then. So on behalf of all the team, thanks to everyone that makes this possible, the Sail Media boys, this is Peter Shipway saying good afternoon from Sydney Harbour and look forward to your company next Sunday.